volcano in southern Italy has burned red as lava spewed from one of its craters.
Mount Etna has erupted in an epic explosion, lighting up the Sicilian sky with rivers of molten lava and towering ash clouds. Flights are grounded, villages are covered in black dust, and scientists are racing to understand what's happening. But this isn't just another eruption. Something about this feels different. And now, reports suggest Elon Musk has made a shocking statement about Italy's future, sending speculation into overdrive.
But like anytime that there's a really big volcano, I think it's supposed to erupt every 100,000 years or so.
Is this just a natural event? Or is there something bigger unfolding beneath the surface? What's going on? Stay tuned because the answers might be more unsettling than you think. The latest eruption, a fiery spectacle, has once again placed Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano, in the global spotlight. The eruption, which began on February 8, 2025, quickly escalated in intensity, prompting emergency warnings and flight cancellations across Sicily. While Etna is known for its frequent activity, this event has drawn particular attention not just for its scale but for the growing concern among experts about what it could signal. The eruption intensified in late February, with powerful explosions at the southeast crater launching molten rock hundreds of feet into the air. Lava streams, unusually fast-moving, have extended several miles down the mountain's flanks, threatening isolated villages and key infrastructure. Meanwhile, dense ash clouds have spread across the region, causing Catania Fontanarossa Airport to suspend operations multiple times. Authorities have urged residents to take precautions as air quality deteriorates, with fine volcanic ash posing respiratory risks in some areas. Streets and rooftops are covered in a thick layer of black dust, turning day into an eerie twilight. While no mass evacuations have been ordered, emergency teams remain on high alert, prepared for any sudden changes in the volcano's activity. Despite the dangers, the eruption has drawn thousands of tourists eager to witness the spectacle up close. Some have ventured dangerously near the lava flows, capturing dramatic footage as glowing rivers of molten rock carve their way down the slopes. Rescue operations have already been carried out for several individuals who underestimated the speed of the lava or the suffocating effects of the ash. Officials have repeatedly warned against reckless behavior, but the allure of nature's raw power continues to draw thrill-seekers to the edge. Scientists monitoring the volcano remain cautious. While Etna's eruptions are frequent, some have begun to question whether this one is part of a larger pattern. The recent surge in global volcanic activity, with increased unrest at sites from Iceland to Indonesia, has led some experts to suggest that deeper geological forces may be at play. Could this be the start of something more significant? Amid the scientific analysis and government warnings, another unexpected voice has added to the intrigue. A recent statement from Elon Musk has sparked speculation and debate, leaving many wondering whether the billionaire entrepreneur knows something the public doesn't. His words, cryptic yet unsettling, have fueled theories about what might come next. As lava continues to flow and scientists work to predict what's next, one thing is certain. This eruption has captured global attention. Whether it fades into history as another of Etna's fiery displays or marks the beginning of something far more disruptive remains to be seen. Before we reveal what Elon Musk has to say about this, we must answer a few questions first. Mount Etna's latest eruption has once again placed the spotlight on one of the most restless volcanoes on Earth. Unlike other famous eruptions that come as rare, catastrophic events, Etna operates on a different timeline, one that seems to be accelerating. Scientists have long studied its cycles, but the question remains, why does it erupt so often, and why now with such force? The answer lies deep beneath the surface, where massive geological forces are constantly at work. Etna sits on a complex fault system between the African and Eurasian tectonic plates. As the African plate slowly pushes beneath Europe, immense pressure builds beneath the volcano, periodically forcing magma to the surface. This subduction process has been ongoing for millions of years, shaping the region and fueling Etna's near-continuous activity. But something has changed in recent years. The frequency of eruptions has increased, with more violent outbursts occurring at shorter intervals. Data from Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology, INGV, suggests that magma is rising at a faster rate than before, creating more frequent pressure releases. The most recent eruption is a prime example. What began as minor activity quickly escalated into one of the most powerful events in recent memory. Scientists point to several possible reasons for this surge in activity. One theory suggests that Etna's magma chamber is filling faster than usual, potentially due to deeper changes in the Earth's mantle. Others believe that shifts along nearby fault lines could be influencing the volcano's behavior, altering the way pressure is distributed beneath the surface. While researchers continue to analyze seismic data, what's clear is that Etna is entering an especially active period, one that may not end anytime soon. As Mount Etna continues its eruption, the effects are being felt far beyond the slopes of the volcano. In Sicily, daily life has been disrupted, with entire towns coated in volcanic ash and roads becoming increasingly difficult to navigate. Residents in Catania and nearby villages have had to adapt to the constant rumbling, the falling debris, and the looming uncertainty of how long this event will last. Schools have been closed due to air quality concerns, and businesses are struggling with a layer of fine black dust that covers nearly everything. Catania Fontanarossa Airport, one of the busiest in southern Italy, has been forced to shut down operations multiple times as thick ash plumes reduce visibility and pose risks to aircraft engines. With flights grounded and travelers stranded, the economic impact is mounting. The local tourism industry, typically booming with visitors eager to explore Etna's slopes, is facing an unusual divide. While some tourists have canceled their trips due to safety concerns, others are flocking to the region, eager to witness the eruption firsthand. The eruption has drawn thousands of onlookers, with social media fueling a rush of visitors hoping to capture dramatic footage of the lava flows. Some have ventured dangerously close to the eruption site, ignoring warnings from authorities. The result has been a series of high-risk rescues, with emergency responders working tirelessly to assist stranded hikers and thrill-seekers who underestimated the volcano's unpredictable nature. Reports have surfaced of individuals getting caught in thick ash clouds, experiencing breathing difficulties, and even suffering burns from molten rock. Mount Etna's latest eruption has already caused significant disruptions, but for some scientists, the real concern lies in what could happen next. While most of Etna's eruptions are relatively contained, sending lava flows down its slopes and ash into the sky, there's always the possibility of something far more severe. In the past, Etna has demonstrated its ability to reshape landscapes, bury villages, and send shockwaves through the region. Could this eruption be a warning sign of an even greater event? Etna is classified as a stratovolcano, meaning it has a history of both effusive lava flows and explosive eruptions. Unlike smaller volcanoes that may produce one large event and then remain dormant for centuries, Etna is in near-constant activity, making it more difficult to predict when a truly catastrophic event might occur. One of the greatest concerns is the structural stability of the volcano itself. Etna's southeastern flank has been slowly slipping toward the sea, a movement that has been measured at a rate of a few centimeters per year. While this may not sound alarming, geologists warn that a sudden collapse of this portion of the volcano could trigger a devastating landslide. If a large enough section of the mountain were to give way, it could generate a tsunami in the Mediterranean, affecting not just Sicily but also coastal regions of Italy, Greece, and beyond. Some experts have compared this risk to past megalandslides that have caused massive waves, wiping out entire coastlines. Another potential danger is the buildup of pressure within the volcano's magma chamber. While most of Etna's eruptions release magma through existing vents, there's always a risk of a sudden explosive event if pressure is not properly vented. In extreme cases, this could result in a large-scale eruption powerful enough to send ash high into the stratosphere, disrupting not just local air travel but potentially impacting global weather patterns. Similar events have occurred in history, such as the massive 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora, which led to global cooling and widespread crop failures. While Etna is not currently showing signs of that level of activity, volcanologists remain cautious, knowing that changes in eruption style can happen rapidly. Seismic activity in the region also complicates the situation. Sicily sits in a tectonically active zone, and earthquakes frequently accompany Etna's eruptions. While most of these quakes are small, there's always the possibility that a larger seismic event could destabilize the volcano further. If magma were to find new pathways due to shifting faults, it could lead to eruptions in unexpected locations, potentially closer to heavily populated areas. For now, the most immediate risks remain localized lava flows, ashfall, and air quality concerns. However, scientists continue to monitor any changes in the volcano's behavior that could indicate a shift toward a more explosive phase. The current activity serves as a reminder that Etna remains unpredictable. History has shown that even well-studied volcanoes can surprise experts, and the question is not whether Etna will produce another large-scale eruption, but when. To fully understand what Elon Musk said about this eruption, we must take a look at the volcanic activity across the globe because it's all connected. While Mount Etna dominates headlines, it is far from the only volcano making its presence known around the world. A noticeable increase in volcanic activity has left scientists questioning whether the planet is entering a more volatile period. From Iceland to Indonesia, volcanoes that have remained quiet for years or even centuries are now rumbling back to life, forcing experts to analyze whether this is a coincidence or part of a larger pattern. In Iceland, the Reykjanes Peninsula has seen multiple eruptions in the past few years, breaking a silence that had lasted for nearly 800 years. Magma has been steadily rising beneath the region, leading to cracks in the ground and lava flows threatening small towns. Unlike Etna, which has been consistently active, Iceland's eruptions have come as a shock, disrupting air travel and raising concerns that further activity could impact global flight patterns, much like the infamous 2010 eruption that caused widespread cancellations. Indonesia, home to some of the world's most dangerous volcanoes, has also been experiencing a surge in activity. Mount Merapi, one of the country's most active volcanoes, has been ejecting ash clouds several miles into the sky, prompting evacuations. Further east, Mount Ruang, a lesser-known but potentially explosive volcano, has shown signs of unrest, leading geologists to warn that an eruption could be imminent. Given Indonesia's history with catastrophic volcanic events, such as the 1883 Krakatau explosion and the 1815 Tambora eruption, officials remain on high alert. Even South America has not been spared. In Chile, the Villarrica volcano, known for its frequent activity, has entered a phase of increased lava lake activity, raising concerns about potential eruptions that could impact surrounding communities. Meanwhile, in Ecuador, the Cotopaxi volcano, one of the most feared due to its ability to produce devastating lahars, has seen a rise in seismic activity, suggesting that pressure is building within its magma chamber. The increase in global volcanic activity has led some scientists to consider whether there is a larger underlying cause. While volcanoes operate on their own individual timelines, some experts speculate that shifts in the Earth's mantle or even minor variations in planetary cycles could be influencing the recent surge in eruptions. Others suggest that climate change, by altering glacial weight on certain volcanic systems, might be playing a role in triggering unrest in regions like Iceland and Alaska. However, these theories remain speculative, with no definitive link confirmed. What is certain is that volcanoes remain one of the least predictable natural forces on Earth. Despite advancements in monitoring technology, eruptions can still occur with little warning, leaving nearby populations vulnerable. The recent surge in activity has renewed discussions about preparedness, particularly in regions with historically dangerous volcanoes. Some countries have ramped up evacuation plans and early warning systems, while others continue to rely on traditional monitoring methods. As the situation unfolds, volcanologists continue to study patterns and data, hoping to determine whether this period of heightened activity is an anomaly or part of a long-term trend. For now, each eruption is being closely watched, and every plume of ash and river of lava raises new questions. While Mount Etna remains the current focus, the broader picture suggests that the world's volcanoes may be entering an era of increased unrest, one that could have far-reaching consequences in the years to come. Mount Etna's ongoing eruption is only one piece of a much larger puzzle. While it remains the most active and closely watched volcano in Italy, it is far from the only threat. The country sits on a geological fault line, home to some of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world. Now, with increased seismic and volcanic activity across the region, experts are questioning whether Italy is facing a larger, more unpredictable threat. To the south of Etna lies Stromboli, a small island volcano in the Tyrrhenian Sea known as the Lighthouse of the Mediterranean. Stromboli has been in near continuous eruption for centuries. While its activity is generally mild, recent increases in explosive eruptions have raised concerns about its stability. In 2019, a sudden powerful blast sent tourists scrambling for cover, and scientists warned that the risk of stronger eruptions remains high. If a major collapse were to occur, it could trigger a tsunami capable of reaching Italy's mainland in a matter of minutes. But the real concern lies much closer to major population centers. Just outside of Naples, the infamous Mount Vesuvius looms over millions of residents. Best known for its catastrophic eruption in 79 AD that buried Pompeii and Herculaneum, Vesuvius is still very much active. While it has remained quiet since 1944, the volcano is closely monitored due to the sheer number of people living in its shadow. The Italian government has a detailed evacuation plan, but experts warn that a major eruption could be devastating given the population density and the challenge of moving so many people in a short time. Even more unsettling is what lies beneath Naples itself. The Campi Flegrei, a massive supervolcanic system that is one of the most dangerous in the world. Unlike Etna or Vesuvius, the Campi Flegrei does not have a single central cone. Instead, it consists of a series of calderas, depressions formed by past massive eruptions. The last major event occurred nearly 40,000 years ago, sending ash as far as Russia and contributing to the extinction of Neanderthals. While a similar eruption is not expected anytime soon, the area has been showing signs of unrest in recent years. With Etna erupting, Stromboli growing more unpredictable, Vesuvius always a looming threat, and the Campi Flegrei showing signs of movement, Italy is in a precarious position. Volcanologists are intensifying their monitoring efforts, but predicting exactly when or where the next major event will occur remains a challenge. Elon Musk's chilling prediction has added another layer of intrigue to the unfolding situation. As Mount Etna's eruption continues to dominate headlines, concerns are growing about what it could mean for Italy's future. The relentless lava flows, thick ash clouds, and escalating seismic activity have left both scientists and residents wondering whether this is just another cycle of volcanic activity or a warning of something much bigger. According to reports, Musk made a statement that has only fueled speculation. Italy is doomed, he reportedly said during a private discussion about global geological risks. While the comment was brief, it was enough to spark widespread debate. Was he exaggerating, or does he see something that others are missing? For now, Etna remains the immediate concern. But Musk's words have planted a lingering question in the minds of many. Is Italy sitting on a geological time bomb? And if so, how much time is left on the clock? If Etna is just the beginning, and Italy's most dangerous volcanoes are showing signs of unrest, how long before nature decides to rewrite history?